You've probably heard people compare Tom Holland and Timothée Chalamet. Every time there's a casting rumor, fans always ask, why Tom Holland? Why not Timothée Chalamet? And swapping them is like swapping the left KitKat with the right KitKat. But here's the thing, they aren't even related. Maybe they just share enough similarities that fans keep comparing them. But what about identical twins? Why do identical twins look almost exactly the same? Do they really share 100% identical DNA? If they do, what about their fingerprints, voices, or personalities? Let's find out. How identical twins begin. To understand why identical twins look so similar, we have to go back to the very beginning. Normally, one sperm fertilizes one egg, creating a single embryo. Sometimes, just a few days after fertilization, that embryo splits into two. Each half continues developing into its own baby. Because both babies came from the exact same fertilized egg, they inherit almost identical DNA. You can think of DNA like the mold used to make a KitKat bar. If two KitKat bars are made from the same mold, they'll have almost the same shape and appearance. In the same way, identical twins begin with almost the same DNA, so it's no surprise they look so much alike. Why they look the same but aren't exactly the same? If they share almost identical DNA, why aren't identical twins completely identical? For example, identical twins don't have the same fingerprints. That's because fingerprints aren't determined by DNA alone. As a baby develops in the womb, tiny differences in pressure, movement, and the surrounding environment create unique fingerprint patterns. Their voices can also become different over time. Even though their shared genetics give them nearly identical vocal cords and airway structures, things like growth, health, habits, and the way someone speaks all influence how a person's voice develops. And what about personality? DNA plays a role, but personality is also shaped by life experiences, family, friends, education, and the choices we make. Do they really share 100% identical DNA? Identical twins do not share 100% of their DNA, despite sharing almost all of their genetic code. Genetic changes begin occurring shortly after the fertilized egg splits. As cells divide, tiny genetic mutations can happen naturally. These changes are usually very small, but over time they can make one twin slightly different from the other. Scientists have even found that some identical twins carry small DNA differences that weren't present when they were first conceived. So, genetically speaking, identical twins are almost identical, but they're not perfect copies. Of course, Tom Holland and Timothée Chalamet aren't really related to this topic. They simply share enough similarities and belong to the same generation, so fans keep comparing them. Identical twins are different. They begin as a single fertilized egg, which is why they look so alike. But even identical twins don't share identical fingerprints, voices, personalities, or even perfectly identical DNA. So, what do you think? Between Tom Holland and Timothée Chalamet, who's the left KitKat stick, and who's the right one? Let me know in the comments. And if you enjoyed this scientific explanation, subscribe to AlphaBard Scientist. I'll see you in the next video.